All right, hi everybody. It is still Saturday, May 30th. um, I want to clarify. I'm trying to sometimes catch up on some of the videos I've done in the past to try to give you more information to clarify what I'm talking about because I keep jumping from one subject to another. Um, so the one I want to clarify right now is uh, me being a walk-in. I want to try to describe what I've researched and found out what a walk-in is, as well as me knowing or being understanding that I am one. And it sounds like a bizarre concept, and I believe I totally get where you guys are coming from. If you don't believe me, um, yeah, I come up with very unbelievable stuff a lot of times. So, okay, so basically, the gist of a walk-in is it's as we all know, we have spirits that inhabit our biological bodies. That way, we feel we're alive and we have consciousness and we're aware. We're sentient beings. Um, and so we know the basic process of that is when you're created as a physical human being, your spirit probably comes in probably just before you're born. Who knows exactly when, but basically when you're born, you're basically physical and your spiritual body become one, and therefore you realize you are who you are, and you come into this 3D world having a three-dimensional experience. So, and we all kind of understand basically how that works. But as you can imagine, what a walk-in is basically when some other spirit that inhabits a body. From what I understand, though, too, it's also it's almost like a contract you make before you come in here. So it's like an agreement you make of saying it's almost like a tag team. That's kind of what I'm getting. Is someone said, okay, I'm gonna book out of here at a certain time, and then you can take over. And also the reasons for doing this vary as far as I know too. I'm still learning a lot about it. Like I said, I've only been doing research on this stuff for the last 5 years or so. So it's new to me as well. Um, but so it's as you can imagine, it'd be something like, for instance, if someone has died on a hospital table, or whatever, and they're reviving them. So if you ever remember hearing stories or reading stories or listening to people's near-death experiences, when you die, your spirit comes away from the body, and you look down and you realize, hey, that's my body down there. That's me. Wait a minute, that's wow. You realize that you've separated your spirit. Now, if it's a near-death experience, you might, experience being away for days sometimes. Like there's no such thing as time out there, and then suddenly next thing you know, they're shocking your heart, and you come all the way back in again. They said, "Wow, we lost you for like 3 minutes," and then you come back into your body again. Well, as you can imagine, if your spirit is out of your body, someone else could inhabit it. Well, that's kind of what happens here in this case. When it's your spirit, you're usually tethered to it. Is kind of my understanding too. So it's like you never really kind of lose that little string that attaches you together until you totally die. Your body ceases to exist. So now that your spirit can't inhabit it anymore. So basically, when a walk-in is usually has to do with when someone else dies. So most of the walk-in stories I've even heard is usually when someone has died and someone else takes over. Now, like I said, it's more like a tag team saying, okay, I'm in now, you can take over. And it's usually a pre-existing contract that you make ahead of time. You don't know it until you're here. So anyway, my case is no different at all to that. Basically, as far as I've been revealed to. Again, I'm going to have to get more personal about myself. And these videos are very difficult for me to talk about because I'm usually a very private person. But I have to give you a bit of history on me as growing up. And my youngest memory, my very earliest memory, was waking up in a bathtub with the shower going on it, and me crying in a bathtub, and there's lots of blood, not only on my body but going down the drain. I remember vividly looking at that, like, wow, and I was crying. I think I was 5 years old, and that's why I remember coming in at 5 years old. So that's my very first memory. Now, talk about bizarre. Well, first of all, it's not too bizarre if you understand my history, because I was raised a beaten child. I was beaten by my father and my mother. So to me, that was kind of the normal. So to me, it didn't really. I just thought, well, this must have been another episode of me being beaten, I guess. You just kind of don't really think too much about it. But anyway, 2015, fast forward to 2015, when I got my kind of awakening or wake-up call, is I had to experience this over again. They showed it to me again, and they basically told me that this is when I came in here. That's when I came in. So that was the original Rob left, and I took over. Now, again, it must have been a contract, so I'm kind of just taking my word for it and their word for it. But so I went, oh, okay, that's a very bizarre concept, but I'll roll with it for now. So that's when I had to research into it, because I'm being told this stuff, and I'm going, well, it's very unbelievable stuff. So I have to do a lot of research on it. So anyway, as time goes on, like I said, I've researched tons of other topics and things, and that's why I basically stopped watching TV too, and thank God, because it definitely helped. So I was just, whenever I stopped working, I would be just researching lots of really interesting things, and also getting downloads to look up other things. So again, going back to me being a walk-in, then I realized, okay, so the question would be, well, why? So what's this all about? Now, they've been slowly revealing it to me, and that's where, for instance, they've showed me that, the times that they've saved me from near-death experiences and things like that, and they've always told me this underlying, you're being protected, you're being watched, you're being protected. Now, like I said, I've always translated that to be my guardian angel saying you're being protected, stuff like that. But I'm thinking, okay, thank you, first of all, and then what am I being protected from and for? So, now that I've got more downloads, that they keep telling me more and more and more. So it's for like a future events that are basically happening now, and that's why, as of even April, they told me, okay, start making videos, be honest and tell your story to people, which is very uncomfortable, but I'll do it. So anyway, that's kind of my understanding of me being a walk-in. So I'm here for a reason, and I'm not special, but I'm just saying I'm here for a reason, and I'm still trying to figure it out, other than making this crazy story up or whatever. Maybe I'm just going crazy. So again, take it or leave it. I'm just telling my story. Take it with a grain of salt, and maybe you can treat it as entertainment, and you can just watch some guy come unglued. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't think so. Anyway, so I'll kind of go on to probably another video to explain the thing about me being a time coming from the future. Like I told you, like when someone separates from their body, there's no time. It's bizarre. In other words, there's no time outside of this three-dimensional construct. But it's linear time when you come in here. So in a sense, when you're coming from the future or the past, or basically no time, you're here in a time constraint now. So now I'm in linear time just like everybody else. Anyway, I'm going to make another video because I try to make these short and keep them interesting, not long and boring. And I'll explain more about the timeline, why they woke me up at 2015 is for a very good reason, and they've been revealing more to me about what's going on. And so, okay, that's it for this one, and maybe I'll do one tomorrow.